say Shabbat Shalom when it goes on, okay?
Is this one with the chat?
Shabbat Shalom, Beth-El Tzedek. Shabbat Shalom?
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. We are here and ready to have our chants encounter this morning with everybody. So welcome. If you're joining us from somewhere outside of the Indianapolis area, I am Cantor Melissa Cohen of Congregation Beth-El Tzedek. And it is an overcast, rainy, but steamy day here in Indiana. And so, bye from Evan. Okay, so we are going to get started here in just a moment. Now would be a great time for you to go ahead and get your resources ready to go for our morning encounter here. Hi, Mom. And as always, our resources can be found on our website, beeasy613.org. And there you will have access to our Siddur Lev Shalem, as well as the Torah reading for the day and our Haftarah reading for the day, and all of the other blessings that will accompany that. And if you have a Siddur Lev Shalem at home, you are welcome to use that as well. Oh, hello to all of my people. You all just came on right away. Perfect. Great. So we are ready to get started here, and we will begin in our Siddur Lev Shalem. We will begin with our morning blessings. Grateful for this new day on page 103. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lasech vivina lehavchin ben yom uben laila. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher asani betzalmo. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher asani bat chovin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish abramim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, rokah haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamichlin mitzadei gaber. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa li kol tzorki. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Yisrael bigvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael betifara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten alaya et koach. And Pasuke de Zimra, our verses of song, will begin on page 122. Baruch Shamar Behaya Ha'olam, Baruch Hu. Baruch Oseh Bereshit, Baruch Omer Ve'oseh, Baruch Gozer Umkayim, Baruch Merachim al Haaretz, Baruch Merachim al Habriot, Baruch Meshalim Sakar Tov Lireyav, Baruch Chayla Advekayam LaNetzach, Baruch Podeh Umatzil, Baruch Shemo. So we'll conclude this section of Pesuke de Zimra with the singing of Psalm 150, and that is found on page 141, and I am at the top, and we'll sing the last part together. Hallelujah, hallelujah, Betzil Tzele Shama. Hallelujah, hallelujah, Betzil Tzele Drua. Kol Neshama Tehalelia, Hallelujah, hallelujah, kol haneshama tehallel. Hallelujah, hallelujah. So last night at Shabbat, for Kabbalat Shabbat and for Mariv, I realized it when I was going through my outlines and planning for the week that it had been a while since I had done Ahavat Olam, which is the evening prayer and blessing for acknowledging God's gift of Torah to the people, to our people. And the morning complement to that is found on page 154 in the Siddur in the expression of Ahava Rabbah, with uh, with this expression of God's love for the people, also again through Torah. And so I thought that to keep in with the complement and companionship there, that we would read through Ahava Rabbah this morning. So this is you have loved us deeply, Adonai, our God, and showered us with boundless compassion, Avinu Malkeinu, for the sake of our ancestors who trusted in you and to whom you taught the laws of life. So may you be gracious to us and instruct us. Kind Creator, have compassion for us. Open our hearts so that we may understand and discern, hear and study, observe, perform, and fulfill all the teachings of your Torah with love. And so here we are, even in the midst of a pandemic, and coming together in new ways, in creative ways, to be together, to study and to observe these laws of the Torah together as a community with love. And so we'll sing together in the middle of page 154, V'ha'er Einenu. והאר עינינו בתורתך, ודבק ליבנו במצוותיך, ויחד לבבינו לאהבה וליראת שמך, ולא ניבוש לעולם ועד, ולא ניבוש לעולם ועד, כי בשם קודשך הגדול והנורא מתקנו, נגילה ונשמחה, נגילה ונשמחה בישועתך. והביאנו לשלום מארבע כנפות הארץ, ותוליכנו קוממיות לארצנו. כי אל פועל ישועות אתה, ובנו בחרת מכל עם ולשון, וקנתנו לשמך הגדול סלע, באמת להודות לך ולייחדך באהבה. ברוך אתה אדוני הבוחר בעמו ישראל באהבה. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבביך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי בצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות ביניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. And we'll turn to page 156 and chant together the third paragraph of the Shema. Vayomer Adonai Moshe Lemor, Daber el bnei Yisrael, v'amart alehem, ve'asu lahem tzitzit, al kanfei v'gedeihem ladorotam, v'natnu al tzitzit hakanaf petil techelet, ve'haya lachem latzitzit. Oirtem otos kartem et kol mitzvot Adonai ועשיתם אותם ולא תטו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם שונאים אחריהם למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. And I love in that whole section with the Ahava Rabbah and then leading into Shema and V'ahavta that it is said that we do all of these things be'ahava with love. And so we'll keep that in mind for now as we, and then we'll come back to that when we are talking about the Torah portion in just a few moments. But that we do all of this this work, this avodah, which is another word for our tefillah, for our prayer, that we do it with the intention of doing it with love, that we don't do it just because, that we do it with love for Torah, with love for God. So we will continue now with our People's Song of Freedom, which we will find on page 158, Michamoka, and it's about 3/4 of the way down the page. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha ne'edar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, shira chadasha, shibechu geulim lashimaka al sefatayam. יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד צור ישראל קומה בעזרת ישראל ובדי חילונך יהודה וישראל גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו קדוש קדוש ישראל ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. And I'll point out on the left side of page 158, on the left margin, there is a contemporary blessing of redemption here by contemporary author and poet Marcia Falk that says here, let us bless the source of life, source of faith and daring, wellspring of new song and the courage to mend. And I love that because it implies that we are flawed. We talked a little bit about this last week in our Torah portion, that we are, that we are flawed, but we have the potential to change. And we're going to talk about this in just a moment during our Torah portion talk today as well. But it reminds us that we do have these flaws, but we can change them. And we talked a little bit about last week also about doing the next right thing. And this is our potential. We have to have that courage to mend ourselves, and knowing when that's the right time to do that. So let's keep that in mind. But I do love that these little gems and pearls of wisdom that we find in our beautiful Siddur in the margins. So I always like taking a quick look at them every now and then. So we'll take a moment for some quiet and silent reflection, and you can just pray the words of your heart, or if you want to use the words in the Siddur for a moment, and then we will conclude with Oseh Shalom together before we move on to Torah. Oseh Shalom bimromav, Uyaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. ואמרו אמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. So we'll move on to our Torah portion today, I missed Rabbi Jenny's Torah talk this morning, so I hope I don't overlap too much with whatever she talked about. But we have one of them. One of them, an odd story. I know that there's a lot of odd stories, of course, that we've spoken about in Torah. They do come up. They're there. This is one of those particularly odd stories because it involves a little bit of it involves a little suspension of reality in some way to think about the miracles of that time happening, and it's odd to read it in modern eyes. But let's talk about what's at the root for a moment, so I can give you an overall description of what's going on here in our Torah portion, and then we'll go ahead and read a little bit. So we have Korach is the eponymous name of the Torah portion that we have. And of course, that's the name of the person who the main part of the story is about. And this is a person who has become synonymous with being a really like a demagogue, a person who is, really grasping to be in power, to serve their own self-interest. And we begin the portion right off with a bang, where Korach immediately asserts his own sense of equality with the chosen leaders, with God's chosen leaders of Moses and Aaron, who is his right hand man and his brother, and we have Korach, who just like he comes out and he says, Moses and Aaron, you have gone too far, whatever that means. And he's like, you guys have gone too far. I'm here on behalf of the community to tell you that you've gone too far. We're holy too. And who are you to assert yourselves and be so holy and elevate yourselves? We can do that too. And, it's time for new leadership. And so he comes out from like nowhere to say this. And it's interesting to note that he doesn't exactly, it's clear that he wants to usurp power at this moment, although I don't know why he would want to do that. The people have been like nonstop complaining, and they've already complained now like 3 times, and God has, already put like major punishments on them. So, I don't know why he wants to lead these people at this point, but whatever. Um, but he comes in, and it's not clear if he wants to get rid of both Moses and Aaron or just one of them. The text doesn't really clarify that for us. No matter. Anyway, it's also odd because it very clearly tells us that Korach actually also has a little bit of elevated power himself. It says here that he is the son of Levi. So he is already in the class of the Levites, right? He is right. So he's not from the Kohanim. He's not at the at that elevated priestly status, but he serves in the temple. He serves in for the tabernacle. He's already been elevated, but not enough. And he is envious of the powers that he feels that Moses and Aaron have, and so he is so selfish and so haughty that he comes up to say, too much, time for a change of leadership. And and so he has this lust of power truly to serve his own interests. And commentators go on to say that all of those who followed him, right? So this is a note on people who follow people like this with this characteristic, that that those who follow people like this also have their own agenda, and that they also are serving their own interests when they follow people like this. Um, I just want to just a brief little tangent. If we go back to a story from well, many chapters ago, if you think about the story about the sons of Aaron who who were killed, Avihu and Avinadav, they, I have to have a little bit of Rahmanis and compassion, right, for them, because in some ways they seem to have acted not for self-interest, but they truly did want to be closer to God in their actions, right? They didn't seem to have some, this, yes, it was selfish for them to be like that, but it wasn't like, I don't know, I have to have like a little amount of compassion for them for wanting to be at least closer to God. This seems to be a different issue. And that they had some good intentions with them. But this is more like, nope, I can do better than you, and you just need to go away. So so here's Korach and the people that he gets to follow him. And I'm going to refer to Pirkei Avot, and we learn from Pirkei Avot something called Machloket Shelo L'Shem Shamayim. Okay, and this means that like a disagreement for heaven's sake. Okay, and what we learn from Pirkei Avot is that it's okay to have a disagreement. It's okay to have a controversy or to have a challenge if it's for a good purpose, if it's for the sake of heaven, right? If it's for the sake of God, if it's for a good purpose. Um, when is it not okay to have this machloket? It's not okay to have it for no good purpose. And it actually cites in Pirkei Avot, it cites Korach and his followers as being the paradigm to this teaching. It says that, having a machloket like Hillel and Shammai, right? They used to bicker with one another and argue the laws with one another. That's okay, because they were challenging one another for the sake of something good. They were challenging the laws of God. They were discussing it for something good. But Pirkei Avot says, but not okay like Korach. Okay, and that's understood to be like not for self-interest. Um, so so what happens here is again, Korach and comes out and and says this, and what does Moses do? What would you do if somebody like came at you and just and totally antagonizes you and opposes you and says, you're done, you've gone too far? You might react to them in a totally defensive manner. And what do we read in our text? Well, we read that that Moses, it says here, the yipol al panav, he fell on his face. And what does that mean? It means I mean, he's so humble. I mean, truly, hashtag goats. He's really, truly the greatest of all time. Here's this guy coming at him, and he falls on his face. He says, maybe I did do something wrong. Maybe I'm not a good leader. And he contemplates it, and that's his way of praying to God and saying, okay, I'm going to consider his challenge. I'm going to let God sort this all out. So we leave it in God's hands, and then the interesting stuff comes out. Hey, babe, you want to learn some Torah?
No.
Not right now. Okay. So, okay. So then we go on, and we're and Korach and Moses are, again, they're in this machloket, but Moses is like very sound, of sound mind, and he's very grounded about it, and he's being like very, very patient, very modest, and then, it's fantastic. He's so reliable, and this is like a guy that you want on your side. And he says, and by the way, what does Aaron have to do with this? If you want to come against me, okay, but like, what does Aaron have to do with this? Leave him out of this. I love that part of the story, by the way, when he like totally goes in and defends his brother, and he's like, leave Aaron out of this. So then God comes in, and God is like, all right, um, set up, your pans, and we're going to do this incense test, right? This is like, you know, the it's like the witches test or something. I don't know. So they go in, and they set up their, their test, and like, to see, well, we're going to see who's holy, and we're going to see who I choose to lead the community. And and what happens is that, I mean, God is really ready to, he says to Moses, God says to Moses, I'm ready to annihilate Koach and all of his people. And then here we go with good old reliable Moses. Do I have any Guys and Dolls fans out there? Good old reliable Moses, 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 right? He comes in, and Moses totally defends the people again, because he defends them every time that they're misbehaving. This is now the fourth time that the people have acted out against God, and 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 Moses says, "Don't do that. Please reconsider. Um, you're the source of everything. If just because this one guy is misbehaving doesn't mean that the whole community needs to suffer. Rethink." So then, again, this incense test. So then God says to Moses, "We'll talk to the community and tell them to get away from their homes, from their people where they're staying." And so that was his warning. That was God's warning to say, "I'm about to do something, and I don't want you guys to follow along. I don't want you all to be near what's going to happen." Um, and then there's another fantastic little nugget in here. So then Moses calls for two people out by name, Datan and Abiram. You remember them from way back in Exodus. These were the two wicked guys who, totally called out Moses. They were like the wicked overseers in Egypt when they were there. They told on Moses. They were not like good guys. And they also came from this clan with Korach, and they're related to him. And he calls out for them. And you know what they said? They said, "We're not coming. We're not listening to you." So they're also defiant. But eventually they came, and they stood at the entrance to their tents along with the followers of Korach and all of their wives and their children and everybody. And Moses is saying, "Listen, something's about to happen, and it's going to be like nothing you've ever seen before. And then it's going to prove to you who's really in charge." And I'm sure that many of you know what happens at this moment. And the earth literally opens up, and it eats them alive. It just devours them. So, and the text tells us that, it says here, so that the ground opened its mouth, and swallowed them up with their households. All of Korach's people and all of their possessions went down alive into Sheol with all that belonged to them. And the earth closed over them, and they vanished from the midst of the congregation. So, yeah, it's a hard read because, and my, all my people out there with, scientific backgrounds who like to explain these miracles of the time, who knows, maybe they were by quicksand, sinkhole, I don't know. Maybe there was an earthquake in the exact spot that they were in, who knows? Um, but and maybe you can think of it more metaphorically and thinking that they were totally engulfed in their own shame and had to be removed from the community entirely. In any case, what do we learn from all of this? We have to learn that it's okay to challenge what you think is wrong or what you think is needing to be fixed, but you have to do it for a good reason. You have to do it for the reasons of what is called heaven's sake, right? That we talked about in Pirkei Avot, and we're going to read very soon in coming chapters about the daughters of Zelophehad who are going to do just that. And guess what? They win. Spoiler alert, sorry. And we can even think back to last week's Torah portion with the story of Joshua and Caleb, the two of the 12 scouts who defended and stood up with integrity and courage for what was going on, to speak on behalf of the people and say, you know what, it's going to be okay. It was integrity at the end and courage that won in last week's portion, and that's still the case this week, is that it's that courage and integrity and righteousness that's going to endure. And it's not the alternative. It's not the paradigm to that. So it's when you seek truth and justice and righteousness is what is going to always keep you on that path. So that's what we learned from this. So you have to learn from also from this teaching from Pirkei Avot, right? Machloket shelo l'shem shamayim. That you want to always, it's okay to have the disagreement, but you have to have it for good reason, for heaven's sake. So we're going to read a little bit of Torah. The maftir, as usual, when we're in a first triennial reading, is not related to the beginning part, and it has to do with the little bit of tithing and the percentage that you would give to the temple, which, by the way, is some of the basis as to what people give now for tzedakah. It has to do with a percentage of what you earn, and some people still to this day follow that rule. So, excuse me. So we will have our aliyah. יעמדו כל הקהילות בית-אל הצדק. ברכו את אדוני המבורך. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם. אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה. And I'm on the website with the reading, today's reading, the Torah portion, and maftir. ויקח קורח בן יצהר בן קהת בן לוי ודתן ואבירם בני אליאב ואון בן פלט בני ראובן ויקומו לפני משה ואנשים מבני ישראל 50 ונישאי העדה קראי מועד אנשי שם ויקהלו על משה ועל אהרון ויאמרו עליהם רב לכם כי כל העדה כולם קדושים ובתוכם אדוני ומדוע תתנסו על קהל אדוני וישמע משה ויפול על פניו וידבר אל כוח אל כל עדתו לאמור בוקר ויודע אדוני את אשר לו ואת הקודש והקריב אליו ואת אשר יבחר בו יקריב אליו ויקל עליהם קורח את כל העדה אל פתח אוהל מועד וירח כבוד אדוני אל כל העדה וידבר אדוני אל משה ואל אהרון לאמור ויהי באדולו מתוך העדה וזאת ויכלה אותם כרגע ויבלו על פניהם ויאמרו אל אלוהי הרוחות לכל בשר האיש אחד יחטא ועל כל העדה תכסוף ויאמר משה בזאת תדעו כי אדוני שלחני לעשות את כל המעשים האלה כי לא מליבי אם כמות כל האדם ימותון אלה ופקודת כל האדם ייפקד עליהם לא אדוני שלחני ואם בריאה יברא אדוני ופצתה האדמה את פיה ובלעה אותם ואת כל אשר להם ויורדו חיים שאולה וידעתם כי ניאצו האנשים האלה את אדוני ויהיו ככלותו לדבר את כל הדברים האלה ותיבקע האדמה אשר תחתיהם ותבקע הארץ את פיה ותבלע אותם ואת בתיהם ואת כל האדם אשר לקורח ואת כל הרכוש וירדו הם וכל אשר להם חיים שאולה ותכעס עליהם הארץ ויאבדו מתוך הקהל. And here is our maftir. ואמרת עליהם והרימכם את חלבו ממנו ונחשב ללוויים כתבואת גורן וכתבואת יקב ואכלתם אותו בכל מקום אתם וביתכם כי שכר הוא לכם חלף עבודתכם באוהל מועד ולא תישאו עליו חטא והרימכם את חלבו ממנו ואת קודשי בני ישראל לא תכללו לא תמותו ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו ברוך אתה אדוני נותן הTorah. Okay, so that was our Torah and our Haftarah reading comes from the first book of Samuel and so it's definitely a parallel story to parallel reading to what we have just read because it's also talking about the people acting on that where they desire something out of they've asked for a king, which they get, by the way, and they are it's and they get King Saul, and there's this celebration that's talked about here, but they were warned, where it says here that they, they were told that, that it wouldn't be a good idea to have this monarchy, because that God should be the ultimate monarch, right? That God should be the ultimate ruler of them, and that you're going to maybe get into trouble if you have a king, and that but gave it to the people anyway. But the message of hope is very clear at the end, saying that God will never abandon the people because because God made this people the people that would come to be this people of Israel that would abide by these commandments. So they in any case, so I'm going to read from the last section where it says here that you shouldn't have this fear, even though you've done these awful things, these wicked things, these things where you've complained, and because we see here that the people did all sorts of they complained against Samuel, against God, and but ultimately God is going to be there for them, and that's ultimately what we see happen in the course of this journey, in the course of what's happened here in this other storyline. So we'll read a little bit of Haftorah, which is also on your website in a separate document. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar b'nbiim tovim, v'ratzav v'divreihem hane'amarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai, abocher b'torah u'b'mashiach u'v'Yisrael amo, u'v'nbi'ei ha'emet b'tzedek. I'm going to pause just for a moment to tell my husband something. Right there on that sheet of paper. Right there. Yeah.
Thank you. Which one is she?
Gamata hityatzvu oru et hadavar hagadol hazeh asher Adonai oseh leinechem halo ketzir hitiv hayom ekra el Adonai vayitein kolo tumatar udu oru kiratchem raba asher asitem B'nei Adonai lisholachem melech. Vayikra Shemuel el Adonai, vayitein Adonai, kolotu matar bayom ahu, vayira kol ha'me'od et Adonai, ve'et Shemuel, vayomru kol ha'am el Shemuel, yitpalel bi'ad avadecha, El Adonai Elohecha ve'el namut ki asafnu al kol chatotenu ra'ah lish'olanu melech vayomer Shemuel el ha'am al tira'u atem asitem et kol hara'asot al tasuru me'acharei Adonai v'avatchem et Adonai b'chol levavetchem velo tasuru ki acharei hatohu asher lo yo'ilu velo yatzilu kotohu hema ki Lo yitosh Adonai et amo ba'avor Shemo hagadol ki ho'il Adonai la'asot etchem lo la'am al haTorah v'al ha'avodah v'al ha'nevi'im v'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh שנתת לנו אדוני אלוהינו לקדושה ולמנוחה לכבוד ולתפארת על הכל אדוני אלוהינו אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך יתברך שמך בפי כל חי תמיד לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. So our thoughts now turn to those who are in mourning, those who are observing yard site, Shiva, Shloshim, or still in the first year of mourning. And as a community, as a Kahal of Beth-El Tzedek, we are still mourning the loss of the families in Shloshim, of Howard Segalowski, Francine Dyer, and Gerda Fogel, and all those who are victims of hate and all those who are victims of COVID-19. And so if it is your custom, or if you are observing Yard Site or Shloshim, I ask you to please rise with me and join in the Mourner's Kaddish on page 207. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yamad yivra chirutei, v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei techol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shmei Rabba mevarach le'alam u'la'almei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei tekutsha brichu Le'ila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran v'yama v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the one who creates peace on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all who dwell on earth. And we'll say together once again, Amen. So, Marty, I think I do remember that this was Korach is your Torah portion. Yeah, I do remember that from previous years. So, Mazel Tov, 66 years ago. Wow, wow. Double sixes. Very nice. Mazel Tov. So before we sing our concluding song, which will be Adon Olam today on page 211, just a couple of quick announcements from my end. I hope that you will all join me later this evening at 6 p.m. Rabbi Jenny and I will be hosting Havdalah, our community Havdalah, which is now going to be the final Saturday of every month. So we will say goodbye to Shabbat with a brief but beautiful Havdalah service tonight. And I hope you'll join us on Zoom. The codes are all online, Facebook, website, Instagram. You'll find the code there. And then again, that's at 6 p.m. and Rabbi Jenny and I will host. And then next Friday and Saturday, we have Shabbat again, and it will be a star-spangled Shabbat. So I hope that you will join us for all of the regular routine, and we'll feature some all-American melodies next Friday night, especially for our star-spangled Shabbat. So that's what I've got today, and I hope that you'll join me again on page 211 for Adon Olam. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'Terem Kol Yetzir Nivra Li'it Nasa V'Kapso Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei Kichlot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Ve'u Haya Ve'u Hoveh Ve'u Yiyeh ותפארה והוא אחד ואין שני להמשיל לו להכבירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא העוז והמשרה והוא אלי וחי גואלי וצור חבלי בעת צרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ביום מקרא בידו אז כדרוכי בייתי שן בעירה וימרוכי גבייתי אדוני לי ולא אירא. Well, Shabbat Shalom to all of those who have stuck it out with me, and I hope that you all have a beautiful Shabbat and then a wonderful week ahead of you. And I hope to see many of you tonight at 6 p.m. for our Havdalah. Shabbat Shalom.